So, season finale didn't feel like a finale, but it did. Obviously, if you haven't watched this yet, spoiler alert, back out, hit subscribe, make sure you come back. Um, I catch these early in the morning on Sunday on demand. I play them in the background while I'm working. I do that with Billions and Power on Sunday morning. So I don't wait until I'm usually working on other stuff at night. So usually not watching TV. Funny enough, I was as a Method Man. There's a scene where after the trial, Method Man's drinking a bourbon or a scotch or something, and I got multiple things going on at the same time. I got music playing. I'm working on some accounting stuff for a business. I got the TV playing. Like I absorb multiple things at once. But I had that Lemon Squeeze song playing with Method Man and Conway the Machine. So if you never heard that song, Method Man crushes it in the second verse. Um, Great tune, gets you in a certain mood. But check out Lemon Squeeze if you're a Method Man Conway fan. I keep saying Kanye Conway. But we'll dig into some of my a few mental notes I got here. In the beginning, Tariq. I think I'm probably confusing people. I think Effie is how the episode starts off, and like trusting her, and you realize like how the last episode ended that some shit went down, but she's still this constant in his life. You can't trust her. But I think like if you've ever been in that place in life where you don't have much family and you don't have many friends or things are just going south, you start trusting people that you shouldn't trust because you have nobody else. And I think Tariq actually says it at some point that that's all he's got in his life is her. But you get in this. It's not even a moment of weakness. You're just in this very weak point in life where you start leaning on people that you should have never leaned on. And I think if you've ever been in that position, you understand that. Sometimes you're better off just going at it alone, and you realize even the people that you can trust aren't going to come save you. Like you have to save yourself, right? And then the same way, the person that you can trust is certainly not going to come save you. So I'm expecting that to kind of get exposed in the next season, and more betrayal, right? I mean, more betrayal. That's just over and over and over again, more betrayal. So we got that. Looking at Mecca's airport hangar. I measure people by different things. If you watch YouTube, there's people that had these YouTube channels about certain things, and they did like okay, they'd get 50,000 subs, 100,000 subs, and whatever it is they were doing, like wasn't cool enough, so they go and buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and all of a sudden they make the whole channel about their supercar, and then their channel starts growing, and you look at the place they're living in, and you're like, man, that house probably costs like 250, and with low interest rates, you can probably buy it for like $1,300 a month or something, but they got a $200,000 Ferrari. So I don't look at them and think of like this is someone that is like wealthy because and anyone can buy a nice car these days. Some of these places will finance them out like for 8, 9, 10 years. It's crazy. So when I see someone with a nice car, I never automatically assume they're successful or wealthy. It's just that's where they spend their money. I started looking at I like boats and planes. I started looking at what kind of boat you got, if you have one, or if you have a jet card, or if you have a fractional ownership of a jet. Think about it this way: even a cheap charter flight for 2 hours one way is going to cost you $10,000 and round trip $20,000 to take one trip. That's how expensive private planes are. So you started measuring people by, you saw Mecca's yacht, he had a bunch of cars, not just one car, and then you saw his plane. I don't know a whole lot about planes. Like I'm not sitting around trying to index every single plane on the planet. Just looking at that one, like it wasn't like a Citation X or something like that. It kind of looked like one of the Falcon 7Xs or Falcon 8Xs, just based on how many windows are on the side of the plane and then where the jet engines are. So that plane, if it's something like that, they'll sell new for like 55, $60 million. Parked in a hangar, I mean, it's possible Mecca, Dante Spears is has a fractional ownership of that plane, but it looks like he's balling out of control. That's his plane. I mean, that's a 50, $60 million plane. And you start piecing together like how much cash this guy really has. This isn't some marquee jet card type of shit going on. So when I look at that, you look at his yacht, and I like boats. I mean, real that's a yacht. It's not like a 40-foot express cruiser type of thing. And then the cars and the real estate, it's that stuff shows you start having money. I mean, to have a plane like that, your annual fixed costs are probably $800,000 to $1 million a year of just fixed costs, whether you use the plane or not. Maybe as low as 500, but it's a pretty big plane. I'm going to say $1 million fixed costs just to park the plane in the hangar. And start looking at the kind of money it takes to do that. Now you can go lease a Lamborghini probably for like $3 or $4 a month. So someone that's making $150, 200 a year, which it's a lot of money, but not anymore. Times have changed with inflation, but it's not that uncommon to see someone making that kind of money go lease an Audi R8. So when you start looking at what boats cost and what it costs to maintain a boat, planes, what it costs to maintain a plane, that's when you start looking at people that probably have a few more bucks than your average YouTuber that bought a 4-year-old Lamborghini. So you really look at how much wealth Mecca has between just everything. It's like this guy's got a significant amount of money. It's a whole other level compared to like the Ghost and Tommy type of stuff. He gives Zeke, and I'm just looking really quick. I mean, that was probably a 911 GT3 RS, maybe just a GT3, maybe a little bit older RS. Just looking at the wing, I thought that was an RS. Just boom, I'm gonna throw you a $300,000 car. I kind of wish we got to see more of Mecca. Obviously, when you watch the show, it doesn't end so well for him. But I'm more interested in that. I like the street stuff, but that like military side of Mecca and the power and the real money, that was also very interesting to me. So, which when you think about how Tariq couldn't even slide up to his building at one time, and he got caught, like how tight his security was. The last 2 or 3 episodes, I don't believe anymore. We went from this guy that's on top of everything, that's like constantly slipping, and the writing just ruins it for me. I don't know. Excuse me. But going on, Monet trying to talk Kane into killing his father, which ended up just being a test. I just don't like. I like Mary J's music, amazing, singer, songwriter. I just have not enjoyed her as an actress in this particular show. Feel free to disagree. You can agree or disagree, drop a comment. I've just not enjoyed her in this show. There was that one badass chick from like season 2 or season 3, Jukebox or Junebox. I don't remember what her name was, but she was a badass chick, and I felt like I believe she was a badass. I just never felt that way about Monet, and I don't know why. So I'm kind of worn out on her character now. What else we got? Braden stepping up like a G and just destroying that whole case. You were kind of hoping that was going to go down that way. He always felt like he carried it, like he was going to do the right thing anyways. So that was nice to see. Curious to see where, what season 3 bring with him. Is he completely out of the mix? Does he go even deeper into the streets because now he's out of school and he doesn't want to sit at his parents' hedge fund? I don't know. We'll see. The whole Lauren, whatever her name is. I can't keep track of everybody getting in the quote-unquote car accident. I mean, if you saw how episode 9 ended, that probably isn't that realistic. But it's Carrie got her caught up, and it's just it's a reoccurring theme in all these shows. I've been watching Billions a lot lately. If you like that type of stuff, definitely check out Billions. But that general theme of whether it's the attorney general or even the billionaires that they don't mind the way they rationalize and justify things is I do bad things because it ends up resulting in good. And as long as it results in good, then it's okay to do the bad things. I think that's what Carrie did, and she got Lauren caught up, and then now they both checked out. And I feel like the world's full of those people, where they'll do grimy things all day as long as they think they're doing it for some greater good. And where's that gotten us? Not not in a good place. It feels like. See what else? Sachs was talking to the one. I don't know. Was it the ADA? Whoever's like prosecuting the case against Tariq. But he was talking to her at the bar, and he said, "Walk away while you can." And that like resonates with me just about in life in general. It's there's things you can learn investing that you get greedy and you try to hang on and you end up losing. There's just the casino, right? You're up on the money and you want to keep pressing it and you end up losing. You press your luck with friends and family and relationships and it just turns into a nightmare. It's like we all know when we should walk away, but for some reason we never do. And then we sit around and kick ourselves in the ass. And it's one of those great lines that you hear often. They didn't, invent some new awesome poetic line here. It's walk away while you can. It's like you wish you would take your own advice sometimes, right? What else we got? Tariq had a line when he was talking to Kane about, he killed his dad to save his family. I think that's probably like the corniest line I've heard on this show. It never made sense to me why Tariq really killed his father. It wasn't necessary. You could have just flew the coop and went and did your own thing. You know, look where look where Tariq's actions have gotten everybody. Like death follows him around. He's always in some crap. Like, what do you mean you killed your father? It's absurd. It's literally absurd, and it just never made sense that that's how that show was going to end. Was Ghost getting capped by his own son? I mean, I liked when Kanan killed his own son. It was so raw. Like that was awesome. This Tariq and Ghost didn't make sense. It's like that's just what they wrote, and they were going to make it happen, whether it made sense or not. And I just thought that was a terrible line. I had to kill my father to save my family. This is just dumb. And then you go on to just live in his footsteps, essentially. So, um, what else we got? Oh, so there's a part when they show Tasha in like a cabin or something out in the woods. I don't know. But as someone's knocking on the door, she grabs a piece and then she racks a slide. If you listen to that, and maybe I'm just used to like polymer guns, like Glocks and stuff, but when she racks it, it sounds like a tinfoil gun. Like it sounds like one of those like fake ass guns you would get in like Times Square at one of those souvenir joints where they charge you like $40 for a prop or something. She racks that thing. That doesn't even sound real. Like you're shooting BBs out that thing, not even pellets. Probably just BBs. Um, the little things you catch while you're watching the show. Um, Mecca getting shot at the end. I just thought that was a corny ending for a guy that had that much wealth and that much money and that much security and that much power and cameras everywhere and like it is a weak way to go out. I also just don't believe. I know he was really into Monet, but I just don't think she would have got the drop on him. But that's how it went down, anyways. Um, so we'll see. And Lorenzo killing Zeke at the end. Was it amateur night? Like Lorenzo seemed like he kind of knew what was going on in the streets. I don't know. And another twist that was a show getting boring, and they had to put that in there. I just the whole thing that's executed at the end seems stupid to me. Do you think it was necessary? I don't know. Drop a comment, but that was corny as hell. Um, something else is when Zeke's in with the detective, and the whole show has made Zeke look this way, where he kind of like just stares straight ahead, like he's brain dead, and he's like that dumb, and they always made him try to sound dumb, like the stereotype dumb jock, and I just think they went overkill with it. um, yeah, we know that sometimes, not always, there's some amazingly brilliant athletes out there. Um, we know like some people don't focus on academics, but they're not that dumb. Like I don't think anyone's that dumb. But they portray him as like having two, brain molecules left, and I felt like that whole pitch of him being a sports player, you didn't have to make him look so stupid. It's really playing to a stereotype about athletes, and I don't know. I know quite a few athletes, and none of them are stupid, not even close. So I don't like his staring off into space, brain dead look. But you saw it again in the detective's office. I'm like, this is just getting annoying. Um, last couple of things, they got the one detective who's now at the, whatever bureau, and she thinks she sees Tariq on the camera, which means season 3, more Tariq in the legal system. And I think in the last episode I talked about, I'm just getting tired of the courts. I do like Method Man, that whole him going on as a lawyer. I do like him involved. It's entertaining to me, but there's just been too much court for like all through the entire Power series, and there's always some miracle. Someone always gets off somehow, and let's just get away from that for a while. We're gonna go right back to another investigation against Tariq, back in the court systems, fighting for his life. He can't ever leave the game. The game keeps pulling him back in. It just to give me something more than that for season 3. I don't know. It's New York City. It's the streets. There's money involved. There's drugs. There's so much stuff that we could write in. I don't think we got to go back and do another court case, I hope. Sax at the end there, laying in bed, talking about he'll, flip the script again and start going against. Like, this guy just has no ethics whatsoever. And I started thinking about who do I want to see catch some hot ones in season 3. It'd be nice to see Sax finally get his. I'm tired of Kane. There's a couple people I'm just tired of them. Sax is annoying to me. And then closing on out that phone call, and Zeke's dead. That's gonna come out at some point. You got the detective that has Monet in the car, and then Zeke was in the office. Now they're gonna probably think that, Monet had to kill Zeke to protect herself, and then somehow it's going to end up they're going to have a camera somewhere, and they're going to see Lorenzo from the back, and they're going to figure out it's him, and that's going to come out that Lorenzo killed her son. And like, is this what season 3 is going to be? I don't know, man. Kind of looking forward to something else, but I will say, I mean, I'll watch it. They've had ups and downs. I really, I hated Tariq and the original Power series. I was happy to see Ghost and Tommy just slinging and doing their thing. The nightclubs, that was all fun. Didn't really care for Tariq. I think half the internet did not want to see him get his own spinoff. But then in season 1, I did enjoy Tariq. I thought season 1 was great, and I was looking forward to season 2. And then I've had his roller coaster. I'd watched some season 2 episodes, and I really liked it. And then there's some ones I feel like they write stuff in there. They're doing the same thing on Billions right now. They write stuff in that just is dumb. And I know it's probably not easy to sit back and write a show that keeps winning and winning and winning, but I'm hoping for something more in season 3. And, looking forward to see what Tommy's bringing. What's it, February 9th or something that thing kicks off? So maybe it's tonight. Maybe I need to go look. Maybe the new Tommy one's kicking off. But anyways, what are your thoughts on season 2? We just wrapped it up here. Drop a comment below. But until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.